Hi, I'm Laura Ingle, and you are in the strategy room. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has made major headlines this past weekend. You probably heard about it, between the FBI's conclusion of their investigation into possibly new emails and now shocking news about Clinton and her namesake foundation that Clinton allegedly disregarded ethical guidelines when raising money for the U.S. pavilions at the World's Fair in Shanghai in 2010. What does all of this mean for Clinton as we are just one day away from Election Day? Joining me now, Fox Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor and good friend Ellen Ratner, and Republican strategist and founder of the Keelen Group, Matt Keelen. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Can you believe it? One day away. All right, Ellen, the big picture, what do you make about these recent revelations?
Well, I just make about it that the American people want to know what's going on with their government, and I do think that some of these email revelations are very, very helpful. I don't have so much of a problem with the Shanghai financing and raising money for the pavilion, because after all, that is good for the United States. I have a lot of problems if any of that money went into the Clinton pocket.
Right. And Matt, at what point do you think this is disregarding ethics? Your thoughts on this? Do you think that it matters to voters? What do you think?
Well, it should matter to voters, but whether or not it does, we'll see tomorrow night. What scares me the most is her complete disregard for what other people were telling her not to do and how her and her husband performed when they were in the White House. And, you know, do we need another 4 years of these investigations? This investigation, although Comey says today it's over, you listen to actual FBI agents, they say they're still investigating the foundation. So this thing is like a story that just won't go away because they continue to operate this way.
All right, and you know, the Clinton Foundation is also being accused of possibly funding daughter Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Ellen, could this be true?
If that's, I don't know whether it's true or not. If it is true, and if they can prove that it's true, that's very bad news. I run a nonprofit in South Sudan where I'll be in another week or so. And I can tell you that you have to be very, very careful. I pay for my own room and board and that kind of thing. And you have to do things like that if you're going to run a nonprofit.
But wouldn't you imagine, I mean, with the stakes being that high, you know, long ago, wouldn't you think that there would be some clean record keeping and that
you would hope so.
This would never even be an issue?
You would hope so.
Right. All right. Matt, get your final thoughts on where we are with this.
Well, and that's the big part of the problem is we never should have been going through any of this to begin with. Look, the Clintons were going to be very wealthy and very successful post his presidency, but they just seem to have to want more and more and more. And if we were all to take a bet right now whether or not the foundation paid for her wedding, we would all bet that it did. And that means the American taxpayer paid for her wedding, which is disgusting.
A lot to think about, a lot to get into, and of course, as you both mentioned, this is probably going to be going on for the days after the election. Thank you to Ellen and Matt for joining us for complete coverage of the 2016 election. Stay right here, foxnews.com. I'm Laura Ingle. Thanks for watching.